Peak biology isn't just about looking healthy. It's about feeling precise. When the body reaches its optimal state, energy moves cleanly. Focus locks in, and your systems begin working together instead of against each other. But most men never touch this state because their biology is constantly disrupted by stress, overexertion, and the consistent loss of vital energy through ejaculation. That loss doesn't just tire you. It tells your body to downregulate, to slow down, conserve, and operate below its true capacity. The message is clear: there's no need to build, recover, or sharpen. But when you retain, the entire system receives a new signal, one that says, prepare for something greater. This is where the biological rewiring begins. Retention triggers hormonal balance, increases testosterone availability, and restores your nervous system's rhythm. The brain becomes more responsive, the immune system strengthens, and recovery speeds up. Systems that were once suppressed come back online. You start to feel different, not because you're trying harder, but because your biology has shifted into a higher gear. This is evolution from the inside out, the kind of shift that turns discipline into momentum. Retention isn't just a practice. It's a biological command that realigns you with the body you were always meant to inhabit. The kind of body that moves with strength, clarity, and calm intensity. Section 1. Redox Signaling. Inside every cell, there's a constant balancing act between damage and repair. This is called redox signaling, your body's ability to manage oxidative stress and rebuild itself at the same time. It's a quiet process, but everything depends on it. When redox balance breaks, your cells age faster, your energy crashes, and inflammation takes over. One of the key defenders in this process is glutathione, the body's master antioxidant. It neutralizes cellular damage and helps remove toxins. But when ejaculation happens too often, those reserves get drained. The system meant to protect you weakens, and the body starts to operate on a deficit. Frequent release sends your biology into a cycle of depletion. It's not just about losing minerals or hormones. It's about taxing the systems that regulate internal stress. Every time glutathione is overused and replenished, your redox signaling weakens. That means more free radicals roam unchecked, damaging mitochondria and slowing down recovery. You may feel this as brain fog, fatigue, low immunity, or irritability. But it goes deeper. Over time, this imbalance doesn't just reduce your performance, it erodes your foundation. The more energy you leak, the less energy your cells have to protect and repair themselves. Retention begins to shift that equation. When you stop draining your core energy, your body gets a break from the oxidative burden. Glutathione levels start to recover, and the cellular environment returns to a state of equilibrium. Now, your cells aren't spending all their resources just surviving, they're upgrading. Redox signaling becomes cleaner and sharper, allowing your body to repair tissue faster, think more clearly, and regulate emotional stress more effectively. You don't just feel calmer, you become more biologically efficient. The same energy that once went out now stays in, nourishing the systems that actually keep you sharp and resilient. This balance influences far more than physical health. It affects mood stability, mental focus, and your ability to recover from stress. When redox signaling is strong, your nervous system stays regulated, your thoughts become less chaotic, and your body handles pressure with ease. Retention supports this by stopping the internal bleeding, letting you operate from a state of restoration instead of emergency. Your baseline becomes clearer, your sleep improves. Your strength doesn't come from spikes of adrenaline, but from a stable, ongoing charge running through every system in your body. You're not just more energetic, you're internally aligned. Over time, the benefits compound. The repair systems that were once buried under stress start working at full capacity. You recover faster. You think with more clarity. Your reactions become measured instead of emotional. All of this begins with one decision: to retain what builds you instead of releasing what depletes you. This isn't about control for its own sake. It's about biological clarity. Redox signaling is the language your cells use to decide whether to thrive or decay. When you practice retention, you stop interrupting that conversation, and in doing so, your body starts to rebuild itself, not just physically, but chemically, from the inside out. Section 2. Gut-brain synergy. Most people think intelligence lives only in the brain. But there's a second command center most forget: the gut. Over 70% of your immune system is housed there, along with a massive network of neurons that constantly talk to your brain. This communication loop is called the gut-brain axis. It's not background noise. It's the engine behind how you feel, how clearly you think, and how stable your energy is. If your gut is inflamed or imbalanced, it doesn't just affect digestion. It alters your hormones, blurs your focus, and dulls your emotional sharpness. And ejaculation, done often, feeds this disruption more than most realize. The act of releasing frequently stresses the nervous system and drains essential micronutrients like zinc and magnesium, both crucial for gut health. Over time, this weakens the lining of the gut, increasing permeability and allowing toxins to leak into the bloodstream. It's called leaky gut, and it silently hijacks your biology. Inflammation spreads, testosterone drops, mood swings intensify. You might feel off without knowing why. That tight stomach, that fog in your thoughts, that wave of unexplained irritability, these are the signals of a gut-brain loop under siege. Retention starts fixing this at the root by giving your system a break. When you retain, your biology shifts into recovery and recalibration. The gut lining starts to repair. The microbiome, the trillions of bacteria in your digestive tract, begins to rebalance. Good bacteria rise, bad ones fall. This changes everything. Gut inflammation drops, allowing clearer communication between your stomach and your brain. Your immune system strengthens, your energy stabilizes, and your mind feels sharper. Retention isn't a random self-help habit. It creates the internal conditions that restore hormonal and mental equilibrium. Once the gut-brain axis clears, your intuition deepens, your stress tolerance rises, and you stop second-guessing your every move. This synergy also affects your confidence. Gut health impacts serotonin production, over 90% of which is made in the gut. When your microbiome is balanced, your mood stabilizes naturally. You don't need artificial stimulation or constant validation. You feel grounded. Testosterone rises in parallel, supported by a healthier digestive system that can now process nutrients more efficiently. This hormonal shift isn't surface level, it's structural. It changes how you make decisions, how you respond under pressure, and how others feel in your presence. The more you retain, the more your gut-brain axis builds a foundation of clarity, strength, and emotional poise. Every time you choose to retain, you're not just preserving energy. You're sending a signal to your body that it's time to stabilize. It's time to heal, to strengthen, to return to center. This biological alignment starts in the gut, but spreads everywhere. From how calmly you think to how confidently you move. You stop living in a fog of hormonal confusion and start operating from a place of grounded power. Retention and gut health are inseparable. One fuels the other. And when they're working together, you stop surviving and start building. Mentally, emotionally, and hormonally. That's the synergy of a man coming back into alignment. Section 3. Miscortical Tuning. There's a quiet shift that happens in the brain when you start retaining. A shift that rewires how you move through the world. In biology, it's known as mesocortical tuning. Your dopamine no longer gets trapped in the limbic system, the part of your brain that craves fast rewards and quick hits of pleasure. Instead, it starts feeding the prefrontal cortex, the seat of long-term thinking, strategy, and self-command. You stop chasing feelings. You start building outcomes. Retention trains your brain to prioritize purpose over impulse, foresight over reaction. This isn't about waiting. It's about knowing exactly where you're going and refusing to act out a weakness. The power of this shift is often underestimated. When dopamine is locked in the limbic circuit, every small temptation feels urgent. Scrolling, snacking, releasing. Your mind loops through the same reactive patterns. But when retention strengthens the prefrontal circuits, those temptations lose their grip. You start thinking with depth. You start asking better questions. You begin moving like someone who's already done the hard work. That's the magic. Retention teaches your brain to behave like the future version of you. Your actions reflect conviction, not craving. And people feel that difference in how you speak, how you pause, how you carry your time. Over time, this becomes your new baseline. You wake up with intention, not scattered thoughts. You solve problems instead of reacting to them. Your nervous system, now calmer and more regulated, allows the prefrontal cortex to lead without interruption. This is where retention becomes more than just a habit. It becomes your edge. While others burn themselves out chasing fleeting rewards, your system is tuned to delay gratification and think long. That's what makes you dangerous in the best way. You're not acting from the past. You're moving from the future, calculated, clear, and no longer at war with yourself.